Well, hello and welcome back there, ladies and gentlemen. We just got a straight episode of What You Missed News, the video game news show that recaps some of the biggest news stories that came out this week, and they might be important to you and the video game industry at large. I have a few that are somewhat big, somewhat important, a little bit of drama, and something I'd like to talk to you about at the end of the video. So if you're interested in any of that, stay tuned, and we'll get right into the news. So my first story comes out of China, believe it or not. Well, it actually comes to North America out of China. And one of the most popular mobile games in the world is coming to North America. So the name of the game is Arena of Valor, aka Kings of Glory and the Strike of Kings. Now you might be wondering to yourself, why am I covering this? Well, it's actually, I don't want to use the word clone, but man, it's almost like League of Legends, except that it's for your phone. So I know a lot of people can run League of Legends on some of the most weakest hardware there is, but if you don't have a laptop or a computer, then you can't play the game, and maybe you have a phone or something. I know there's a lot of people in unique situations like that. So this is a game that might let you experience what League of Legends is kind of like. I mean, the maps, the gameplay style, even down to some of the heroes, honestly, they're very similar in nature. I'm not saying they're a ripoff or a clone or anything like that, because obviously they have to follow copyright laws and stuff like that. So there you go. Again, you know, it's like comparing first-person shooters. They can look very, very similar, but if they're not the same, they're not the same. This is an interesting game that you can download for free on the iOS and Android marketplace. So you might be interested in that, especially if you don't have a comparable computer that's able to process and play League of Legends. So moving on to MOBAs once more, Overwatch League players keep getting into trouble. So this is, man, it's very true. I mean, just tournament players, MOBA players, online gamers, a lot of these types of people are getting into trouble for whatever reason. It just seems like sports and esports kind of garner people who like to rebel against what should be happening. So over the weekend, Dallas Fuel Tank player Felix, there's a kind of ampersand on that E. I'm not good with pronouncing names, so it's XQC. This is a player that got slapped with a 7-day in-game suspension, and he got very, very angry after some things happened and decided to throw some games on stream, something Blizzard deems as inappropriate for Overwatch. So this brings up the question, can you be suspended for doing something outside of the game while streaming the game? He acknowledged that his actions were not okay and explained that he was frazzled after a long day of professional scrimmage. I can't even say that without kind of laughing a bit. I'm sorry. The gamer stigma is really hard to kick even for me, but it's true. He said another player owed him an apology and said he would only re-add that player if he doesn't lose against a, I can't say that word or the curse of the yellow dollar sign will come up, but a crappy tier team on stage. So I think this attitude is really, really pathetic. I think when you raise yourself up to God tier status, you're forgetting something. You're setting your sights on something, and you're not realizing it. Esports professionals get paid quite a bit of money. There's no questioning that. But it's not like you're a really big star football player getting millions upon millions upon millions a year, and then you're, you know, set for life. You know, if you retire after 4 years, 10 years, you know, you have enough millions to retire on for the rest of your life. That would make sense for them being cocky, but these esports players being so cocky, being so brazen, talking down to people so badly, it sets such a terrible example for the video gaming community. And man, you're not even there. You know, Overwatch is popular now, just like Halo 3 was popular, but Halo 3's not popular anymore. There's some people who still play it, yes, and there's still some Halo tournaments, but I mean, you know, it's not what it used to be. And Overwatch will eventually probably go the same way that Halo did and will be replaced with a different game. So today's pros could be tomorrow's trash. Just something to keep in mind. I'm not calling this guy trash at all. I'm just saying his actions weren't really the best. So, Here's an interesting one. Ubisoft changes For Honor's Boob-Groping emote. Okay, so apparently there was a Boob-Groping emote, and they've changed some things around so that it's not actually the way it used to be. So when reached for comment, Ubisoft said that the original execution included an inappropriate gesture between Valkyrie and her opponent. We felt it was insensitive content, thus changed the execution. The execution was incorrectly made available in-game and was removed within an hour of the release. That's what the spokesman said, adding that the For Honor team has additional stopgaps to ensure insensitive content is not incorporated into For Honor. By the way, For Honor is a mature rated game, I'm pretty sure, because the comment above this says, quote, "You can hang in the air, you can break her neck like a twig, and then you can kick her to the ground, rip her arm out of the socket as a conqueror, you can crush her head like a watermelon. Oh, but no, having someone accidentally grab her boobs and then get executed is just too brutal for playing a M-rated game." And I think that comment summarizes basically what a lot of people feel about this situation. So PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is getting an Xbox One patch that's going to be fixing bugs, improves performance, and overall is going to make the game a little bit better. But until the game can rise above an average of 15 frames, with lows of 7 and highs of like 21, I still wouldn't really consider it playable. I'm not saying it's a bad game, and I'm not saying they're not going to fix it, but man, a 30 FPS minimum for consoles. PC gamers already make fun of consoles for being at 30 FPS. Can you imagine being lower and being forced to play at like 23 frames a second? It's not good, PlayerUnknown. It's not good, but it's good that a patch is coming to fix stuff like that. Hopefully it will make that performance a lot better. So the world's biggest video game mod site is going to start paying modders. That is the Nexus Mods. Their idea is to not have modders quit their day jobs or anything, but allow for a donation system where it's going to be around 1,000 points per $1 donated. So there's a lot of details to this. If you want to know the details, you can check out the story. But essentially, they're going to be putting into place a system to the effect of what they said is free beers a month. So, you know, essentially you might get $10 or even $100 a month, but that's not enough to quit your day job, is what they're trying to get the point across to be. You're not being paid to mod games, you're just getting some donations like, hey, you did really good work on this, could you continue your work? So a weird article came out where 10 video game allies that may or may not be what the US government apparently has come out, which are metallic alloys that are in video games that the US government has expressed that they've recovered from deep space as a metallic alloy that are similar in nature. Essentially, some of these metallic alloys that they've recovered from space have psychological effects on people when they are handled by human beings, and they were recovered from space. They are unknown, not known reactionaries, phenomenons, things like that. So that's an interesting article. You can read over that. It's more science-y than video games, but nonetheless, it's still an interesting read. And finally, I want to conclude on this. Catherine, full body announced for the PS4 and PlayStation Vita. Now, this is a remastery, remake, port kind of situation going on with the Catherine game from Atlas. I absolutely love Atlas. I can't thumbs up to them. They make some really great games. But they also did want to emphasize that they are going to be adding another character, a third girl named Rin, and that is a paintist hired for the Stray Sheep Bar. Rin is more gentle and an unassertive character whose role and narrative is split between Catherine and Catherine. So if you have never played the game, it's an interesting game to play. It's a puzzle game, but it also has a deep story to it, and I would highly, highly recommend it. So coming up, this is what I wanted to address. There's no question that I get into some drama sometimes by reporting on stories, gathering information on stories. I'm not a perfect person, and I want to address a few things. So whenever I'm on Twitter, and whenever I hear things about Twitter, whenever I hear about stories, whenever I hear about YouTubers, there's a situation that often arises where people think I'm attacking them, or I'm making some sort of problems, or I'm involving myself where I don't belong. And in the truth of it, I really do try to help out the community and uplift people. I'm not going to say that I've never been wrong, because I definitely I'm not perfect. I'm trying here. I've had a very, very rough life. Man, it's just hard for me to feel accepted, even with the community that I have alone. So my life's been very difficult, and it's very hard for me to convey my meanings across a lot of the time. So if I confuse anything, or if I say anything wrong, I'm terribly sorry for that, and I'm very apologetic about that. But I want everyone to realize that if drama ever does come out concerning me, you can always come towards me, you can come to me, you can ask questions, and you'll get an answer, if I'm available. I mean, you know, I'm over on Discord and I'm on Twitter, but sometimes I'm out, sometimes I'm doing work and I can't really check that stuff, so I won't be available to reply or DM or email. But there are avenues and ways of messaging me and addressing me if you ever need to. So that's all I'm saying. If drama does ever come out about me, oh, he said, she said, blah, blah, blah. In the grand scheme of things, really, I don't even think that stuff's important. I really think the most important thing is trying to get the video game industry on the right track. We've almost ridded ourselves of these horrendous loot boxes that have come about in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Let's keep that push. We have net neutrality going on. Let's keep that push. I mean, there's serious things going on, way more serious than a little bit of drama over video games, misunderstandings, problems with people's beefs. I think those things are way more important than if I made a mistake or something and someone is upset about it. That's all I have to say about it. Honestly, not calling out anyone, not saying any names, because honestly, this stuff could apply for the future too. So that's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great night. I haven't been doing too well lately. I've been terribly upset about things. Christmas is a tough holiday on me. Again, I don't have contact with my parents other than my father, which is unfortunate. And there's a lot of death, and I'm pretty solace around Christmas. So there you go. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like and share it. If you dislike this episode, leave me a constructive comment down in the section below and let me know your thoughts and opinions about these news stories. I'm your Protomario. I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thank you for watching.